Good morning, everybody.
Buenos dias, good morning.
All right, let's start with our chugga chugga choo choo. Ready? The good morning train is coming. How are you? Choo choo. The good morning train is coming. How are you? Choo choo. The good morning train is coming. The good morning train
Morning,
is
ladies.
coming. The good morning train is coming. How are you?
How are you?
Choo. I'm going to have a good morning. I'm going to do things to make sure I have a good morning, like smile, and I'm going to think about my day. And if there's any problems, I'm going to problem solve them. That's how I'm going to have a good morning. How are you going to have a good morning?
Maybe if you have something good to eat, then you won't be hungry and you'll be happy. A healthy breakfast, some water, play with someone at home that you love.
Those are all ways to make your morning great, right?
Mhm.
All right, let's get our beehive out. Here's my beehive. Where are all those bees? Hiding away so nobody can see. All right, watch and see. They'll come out of the hive. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The story I'm going to read is called Chrysanthemum. There it is. It's by Kevin Henkes. Henkes? Henkes. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. The day she was born was the happiest day in her parents' lives. She's perfect, said her mother. Absolutely, said her father, and she was. She was absolutely perfect. What is she? It's a little baby mouse. Her name must be everything she is, said her mother. Her name must be absolutely perfect, said her father, and it was Chrysanthemum. Her parents named her Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum grew and grew and grew, and when she was old enough to appreciate it, Chrysanthemum loved her name. She loved the way it sounded when her mother woke her up. She loved the way it sounded when her father called her for dinner, and she loved the way it sounded when she whispered it to herself in the bathroom mirror. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum loved the way her name looked when it was written in ink on an envelope. She loved the way it looked when it was written with icing on her birthday cake. And she loved the way it looked when she wrote it herself with a fat orange crayon. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum thought her name was absolutely perfect. And then she started school. On the first day, Chrysanthemum wore her sunniest dress and her brightest smile, and she ran all the way. Hooray, said Chrysanthemum, school! But when Mrs. Chudd took roll call, everyone giggled upon hearing Chrysanthemum's name. We have Don and Eve and Al and Lois and Kay and Max and Bill and Pat and Tom and Sue and Chrysanthemum. It was so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on your name tag, said Rita, pointing. You're named after my grandmother, said Victoria. You're named after a flower. Chrysanthemum wilted. She was happy. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and informed Miss Chudd that Chrysanthemum's name was spelled with 13 letters. That's exactly half as many letters as there are in the entire alphabet, Victoria explained. Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria, said Mrs. Chudd. Now put your head down. Chrysanthemum felt, oh, am I missing a page? Yep. If I had a name like yours, I'd change it, Victoria said, as the students lined up to go home. I wish I could, thought Chrysanthemum miserably. Welcome home, said Mom. Welcome home, said Dad. School is no place for me, said Chrysanthemum. My name is too young. It scarcely fits on my name tag, and I'm named after a flower. Oh, push, said her mom. Your name is beautiful and precious and priceless and fascinating and winsome, said her father. It's everything you are, said her mother. Absolutely perfect, said her father. Oh, Chrysanthemum felt much better after her favorite dinner, macaroni and cheese with ketchup, and an evening filled with hugs and kisses and parcheesi. That's a game. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed her name was Jane. It was an extremely pleasant dream. That means happy. She's smiling in her sleep because she's having a happy dream. The next morning, Chrysanthemum wore her most comfortable jumper and she walked to school as slowly as she could. She dragged her feet in the dirt. Chrysanthemum, 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 she wrote. She even looks like a flower, said Victoria as Chrysanthemum entered the playground. Let's pick her, said Rita, pointing. Let's smell her, said Joe. Chrysanthemum wilted. She does not look happy. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was dreadful. And the rest of the day was not much better because during nap time, Victoria raised her hand and said, a chrysanthemum is a flower. It lives in the garden with worms and other dirty things. Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria, said Miss Chudd. Now put your head down. I just cannot believe your name, Victoria said as the students lined up to go home. Neither can I, thought Chrysanthemum miserably. Welcome home, said her mom. Welcome home, said her dad. What did she said? School is no place for me. They said I even look like a flower and they pretended to pick and smell me. Oh, pish, said her mother. They're just jealous and envious and discontented and jaundiced. Those are all words, big words, aren't they? They are jealous. They are feeling angry. Who wouldn't be jealous of a name like yours, said her mother. After all, it's absolutely perfect. Chrysanthemum felt a trifle better after her favorite dessert, chocolate cake with buttercream frosting, and another evening filled with hugs and kisses and the game Parcheesi. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that she really was a chrysanthemum that's a flower. She sprouted leaves and petals, and Victoria picked her and plucked her leaves one by one until there was nothing left but a scrawny stem. It was the worst nightmare of her life. She is not happy about that one. She looks scared. Chrysanthemum wore her outfit with 7 pockets the next morning, and she loaded her pockets with her most prized possessions and good luck charms, and she took the longest route possible to school. And that morning, the students were introduced to Mrs. Twinkle, the music teacher. Her voice was like something out of a dream, and so was everything else about her. Oh, she was beautiful. Miss Twinkle led her students in the scales, and they assigned roles for the musical. Victoria was the queen, Rita was the butterfly princess, Joe was the pixie messenger, and guess what Chrysanthemum was? She was picked to be the daisy. That's another type of flower. Chrysanthemum wilted. She said, oh, she did not think her name was absolutely perfect. What's so humorous? That means funny, asked Mrs. Twinkle. Chrysanthemum was the answer. Her name's so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on her name tag, said Rita. And she's named after my grandmother, said Victoria. She's named after a flower. My name is long, said Mrs. Twinkle. It is, said Joe. My name would scarcely fit on a name tag, said Miss Twinkle. It would, said Rita, pointing. And Mrs. Twinkle said, I'm named after a flower, too. You are, said Victoria. Yes. My name is Delphinum. Wow. And if my baby, she has a baby in her belly, is a girl, I'm considering Chrysanthemum as a name. Chrysanthemum could scarcely believe her ears. She blushed, she beamed. She was so excited. And look, Joe and Rita and Victoria looked at Chrysanthemum longingly. They really did want her name. And Joe said, call me Marigold. That's one type of flower. I'm Carnation, said Rita, pointing. And my name is Lily of the Valley, said Victoria. Chrysanthemum did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She knew it was. Isn't that exciting? And look, Miss Twinkle had a baby girl, and you know what she named it? Chrysanthemum. She named her after her. So names are special, right? We don't make fun of other people's names ever because everybody's name is special. Their mom and dad thought and loved and said, I want them to be perfect. And this is the name they chose for you. And your name is perfect for you. All right, let's sing. See you later. See you later. See you later when we meet again. And I can't wait.